If you're a coach or consultant wondering how to raise your prices or why it feels so hard to actually charge more for your expertise, then there's a good chance your pricing isn't the only issue. It's how your business is positioned. Because I see this all the time. Talented, experienced coaches and consultants who are delivering real results, but they're still undercharging, still overworking, and still stuck in a business model that doesn't scale. And if your business has started to feel heavier than it should, there's a very good chance your prices are too low. And I want to say this clearly because so many people need to hear it. There are a lot of highly capable, highly experienced professionals in this market who are seriously undervaluing what they do. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jessica Yarbrough, and B2B coaches and consultants hire me when they're ready to scale into higher level clients and much bigger contracts. And one of the issues I see across the board is underpricing. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to know if your prices are too low, what's actually keeping you stuck, and what needs to change if you want to move into ultra high-end offers. And if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. First, if you want to raise your prices and actually charge what you're worth, you have to recognize when you're undercharging. And for most people, the signs are right there in front of you. So if you're constantly hustling to make money, you're working long hours just to maintain your same income, if your business feels like another job, or if you started to even feel frustrated or resentful with your clients, this isn't random. This is what happens when pricing and business models are out of alignment. Because when your prices are too low, you're going to have to compensate with volume, more clients, more access, more delivery. Oftentimes you'll start over delivering just to feel like you're justifying what you charge. And over time, that creates a business that feels really exhausting. Next, if you want to raise your prices, you have to understand what's been keeping you there. And most people don't stay underpriced because they lack value. They stay there because they haven't fully stepped into owning that value yet. And imposter syndrome will rear its ugly head and say, oh, I need more experience. I need another certification. I need more proof before I can raise my prices. And it sounds responsible, but it really just delays the decision. Now you take that fear and you couple it with a lack of awareness of what the market is willing to pay, and you end up with a whole lot of talented coaches and consultants who continue to undercharge. Because if your world has only ever exposed you to 5K, 10K, 25K offers, then that becomes your reference point. Meanwhile, there are professionals right now closing 50K, 100, 200K plus engagements for the right solution. So part of this shift into raising your prices is actually expanding what you see as possible. Next, if you want to charge more, you need to value your experience properly. The people that I work with are not beginners. Now, they may be new to packaging their expertise, but they've spent years solving real problems. They've led teams, driven results, and made decisions that impacted entire organizations. And then what happens? They enter the coaching or consulting space and they price themselves like they're starting from zero. And that gap is what keeps you stuck. So remember, your value is not just based on what you've currently sold in your current offer. It's based on your years of experience, your expertise, and ultimately your ability to create outcomes. Next, if you're struggling to raise your prices, I want you to take a hard look at who you're selling to, because not every market supports high-end prices, and not every client values transformation at the same level. I've had clients go from $250 an hour to charging $25,000 to $40,000 for executive coaching packages. I've had clients selling $15,000 offers shift into selling six-figure engagements for leadership development. And the biggest shift was who they were speaking to. When we move you into higher caliber clients with bigger problems, these are buyers who are already investing at a higher level. Because remember that even the best offer is going to feel like a struggle if it's in front of the wrong audience. Next, if you want to charge higher end prices for your expertise, you have to solve problems that carry weight. Many coaches are solving meaningful problems, but they're not necessarily expensive ones, and pricing follows the problem. If the problem is small, the investment will be small. If the problem is costing the client significant revenue, talent, time, opportunity for growth, now the conversation changes. That's why I say if it's a small cut, it gets a small solution. But if it's a serious issue, they're going to invest big to fix it. Next, if you want to charge more for your expertise, I want you to move away from time-based thinking. Many coaches and consultants are still structuring their offers around sessions and hours, and that's going to immediately cap your income. High-level buyers are focused more on outcomes. What changes? What improves? What results are they walking away with? I had a client who helped a company increase their profit by $1 million over the course of 1 year, and he was charging almost nothing. I helped him to raise his prices, and when he finally did, you know what the client said? We know we've been getting you for a deal. model. You see, clients already see the value, but they're never going to volunteer to pay you more money. It's up to you to stand in your power and really own your value. Next, if you want to raise your prices, you need to look deeper than a number. Look, there's not one formula. I've had clients 2x their prices, 5x, 10x. What determines the price is a number of things. It's the problem, the solution, the outcome, the return on investment, and really the structure of the offer. This is why it's so important to work with a strategist who knows how to help you pull all this together to get you the results you're looking for. Next, if you want to confidently charge more, you need to understand the full impact of your work. And remember, ROI isn't just about revenue. ROI can include the time saved, the retention of their talent, their leadership performance, their productivity. I had a client where losing one key employee would cost that organization $500,000. So if her work retained just one client and she charged, say, $100,000, that investment immediately made sense. So think about, this is how organizations are going to evaluate your value. Finally, if you want to raise your prices successfully, your offer is going to have to evolve with it. You can't just increase the price. You have to strengthen the offer. You have to have clear outcomes, clear process, and experience. Also, keep in mind, the more access someone has to you, the higher price point of that investment. And the higher the investment, the more intentional the design needs to be. So at the end of the day, raising your prices, it's both a strategy and an identity issue. It's about owning your value, solving bigger problems, positioning yourself correctly, and building offers that reflect that next level. And I'll tell you this, the first time you sell something at a completely different level, almost every client has said the same thing to me: Jessica, I wish I would have done this sooner. So take a step back and look at your business. Are you undercharging? Are you underpositioned? Are you solving bigger problems than your pricing reflects? Because when those pieces align, your business will accelerate quickly. And if you want to go deeper, be sure to download my Ladder of Influence guide. The link is pinned below. And if this was helpful, share it with another coach or consultant who needs to hear this message. Until next time.